Everybody, I realize my original plan was to do Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop. It has been crazy at work, and in fact, I do like it when things are busy and I have a direct role to play in what I do. Unfortunately, what's going on here? I just got a very nice message. Thank you to the person who left the nice note. Okay, so I still feel a little weird whenever I say, okay, I think I can fall back, I can loosen up a little bit on Outlast Trials, and then I wind up hopping into it like the next week. Um, I all I can say is I do not deliberately go out of my way to play this much Outlast Trials, but it is a very good fit for when I don't I need a little more flexibility for streaming. And as it happens, I do play it every day, so it's a convenient way for me to get my dailies in. So the best I can say is that if you do not like Outlast Trials, if it actually drives you away from the stream, do let me know, because I don't want it to be a drag for people. But I've also noticed that it's not necessarily something that people dislike watching either. It's more of a combination. So that means that I am more likely to do it like once a week or once every couple weeks. I don't necessarily want to make it like a three day a week sort of affair, but this has kind of worked for me when things get busy. But on the other hand, I think there may be a couple of other games that I can play that fill that gap. Anyway, the big reason for wanting to play this now is that I've relapsed. So 10 onto double digits. And I'm in a bit of an awkward spot here because I've got my daily tasks are headshot 3x pops with a projectile, restore health with a heal rig 3 times, and disarm 3 door traps. Now, I don't even have the heal rig, right? I've got an X-ray level 1 right now. So I've got quite a bit in terms of, in terms of the prescriptions. But as far as the rigs are concerned, I'm actually coming up short there. So normally what I do when I when I have a relapse, I will use the escalation therapy. Now, this is getting increasingly difficult, so, there's always a risk doing that. But I think that's going to be my best way to get some levels. Now, following that, it kind of depends. I wouldn't mind showing you what the new therapy, or the routine therapy, looks like. Deadlock. I've actually already completed the tasks for it, but that doesn't mean I don't. That doesn't mean that I can't show it off. And then I also need to get a health booster, so that may mean that I can do like a full-on trial at some point. But I think before I do anything, I want these levels. So instead, no trial maker, but in this case, we're going to do the escalation therapy. I believe we're on to Ultra 2 at this point. And just a reminder here, escalation therapy, 1 to 4 players, endless. Begin with nothing, build your loadout, and endure randomized trials with escalating difficulty and rewards. Completing the secondary objective grants a bonus upgrade selection. So because I've got 10 levels of relapse, I do have, I have a fair number of,
Please enter the shuttle for today's therapy.
like starting abilities. It's not quite as bad to start at level 0 now, but the intention here has always been to use escalation therapy as a I'm gonna go for the stamina booster.
The investigator, here to find the evidence that will confirm the political will of the judge.
Interesting.
Spell out the
All right, this may not be a disaster. It really depends on the like if it's a countdown, that's going to be hard to deal with. But the trial itself is not as bad as it could be, but the variators could make this extremely difficult. Countdown's actually not the one I'm most worried about. Something that does extra damage on top, like when you take damage, that's one that could really throw me for a loop. Anyway, the worst that happens is I die. That'll be sad, but it's the roguelike mode, right? Alright, so what are we dealing with here? Ultra 2, dual objectives, hazard vents, nausea traps, hallucinations, exit rush, rigs extend cooldown, and more pushers. This could be worse. It would be really great if I can get the secondary objectives on this one. I am a little worried about. Ah! Probably shouldn't be this timid. All right, 865. I think it's pretty unlikely the box is going to be here, but I'd rather know for sure. Hey, Vanguard Master, how you doing? So the big one here is that the thing that might sink me would be the like the codes. So you're not going to be mocap recording there anymore. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, I shouldn't be joking around with something serious like that. I'm glad it's almost. I'm going to take a quick minute here. Ah, crap. That was really dumb of me. Oh man, I was running for the wrong reason too. That was doubly stupid on my part. This is too good of an opportunity to pass up.
Too much reality in these parts.
Holy crap, I'm not reading all that. Sorry. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Caught it before something too major happened, but his breaker box tripped, called, or not, guy had to flip the breakers. Sparks and smoke started coming out. Called the electrician, did electrician stuff, and the whole thing caught fire, blew the fuse box outside, and the neighborhood lost power. So funny thing, at my old employer. So I used to have an office that was like pretty high up. And like I'm like, doing my thing, like working, not even looking, minding my own business. But yeah, doing my thing. And out of nowhere, there's this sudden flash. Like, we're talking duck and cover kind of flash. And then all of a sudden the power goes out. And I'm like, okay, I don't think this is like the opening to Threads or something like that. Oh. I definitely need to be paying attention to where I'm walking. Like, I did not actually think it was the end of the world. But, like, I am certainly very, very curious. And I look out and, like, there's a car that stopped on the street, all the stuff that you normally expect. And what seems to have happened is some kind of vehicle, like not a crane, but like something that's got some sort of an arm, apparently collided somehow with the power. Crap. Oh boy. That's encouraging. Ah, nice. Has he not heard of books? Well, actually, what you should do is get him to design his own, like, esoteric programming language from first principles. Ooh, I really need that respawn. Oh, go to hell. Okay, this is good that this is a second, and this is why we shouldn't have year-round daylight saving time. Maybe get him to do... Well, yeah, actually, that's even more reason for him to do first principles esoteric programming language. No need to read, no need to consult. Just, do your thing. Well, presumably it's because the neighboring provinces do it. Alright, so what do I want to give up? Oh god.
Just breathe normal. Still on the job. Good money all around.
I don't really need to overachieve with these goals, but there's an appeal to doing so because it gets me more XP. Oh, not if he's capping it, though. I mean, if anything, that's an argument for me to go deeper into the room.
God, these things.
Well, this doesn't help.
Shit, man, you can see bright as day in these some bitches. God.
Okay. Okay. Not great. So I'm slightly worried about the Berserker at the end. Like, the finale is not that big of a worry for me because I've got the extra stamina. Okay, so it's probably in the room here somewhere. The catch is, I don't know where the Pouncer is. Okay, I know where the Pouncer is. Maybe it's in the other room then. Ah. 281. Sorry, see your message, Vanguard. I'm just going to need to focus for a little bit.
It's like... Do this all night!
All right. Went to local store, acquired a gladius, a scutum, a spear, and a few other things for our mocap work. So at least when you have the electricity back, you can start doing the fun stuff. However, the whole fire costs about 3,200. Unfortunately, no worries. Don't die because of our fire. We survived. Oh. Don't want to have others be casualties. Yeah, I'm really sorry to hear. I mean, like, I suppose in the grand scheme of things, in terms of what you've put into the game, like, that's not the worst expense you've had. But, like, I'm pretty sure that's money you would have liked to have put towards all the cool stuff you want to implement, so... Obviously, sorry to hear it. Alright, let's see if I can do this. I think I'm going to try going out sort of... I do want to go to the part, like the office wing. I hate that I'm doing this. So I'm going to see if this can get me some access that I didn't have. There we go. Again, apologies, Vanguard. I'm going to have to read that when I'm not being chased by nudists. It's an old house, so I'm glad it happened how it happened, not when they were sleeping. It's had the potential to turn out a lot worse where I wouldn't be laughing about it now. Theoretically laughing, I'm still hurting a bit from the price tag. Yeah, understandable. It's like one of the things... Okay, the lights just flickered on my end, so I don't think I'm going to experience what Vanguard's describing. However, there is a non-zero chance that there will be a power outage based on the weather. That would actually be very bad for me for a number of reasons. But let's enjoy the time we have together. What was I going to say? Yeah, so I have some kind of thoughts on what you're talking about from a... There's like a couple of other angles that I can take on this. I, however, do not live in an old house, so... So... In some cases, there's like a view of... Like, so in terms of indie stuff, there's a few different ways people... Oh, that's good to know. Okay, 8:25. And then close this. So, like, you know, there's sometimes you'll see indies like quote that attributed, you know, a delayed game is only delayed for, you know, for a while. A bad game is forever, or I can't remember the exact quote. And I guess the one thing, like the one problem I have with that is I don't feel it appropriately accounts for time. Like, it assigns a 0 value to time that I don't think actually exists. And I think examples like your, you know, fire are a really good one. So, like, in one sense, right, you could say, well, you know, would have liked to spend that money on, you know, on something else. Like, I'm pretty sure for anybody, $3,000 is, you know, not exactly something you want to just pay out of nowhere. But, you know, I guess there's at least some people who would turn around and say, you know, well, I'll work some extra shifts or whatever for it. I was like, well, why are you working those extra shifts? It's like, because you, like, you want to use that money for the things you want to do, like make video games. And so likewise, you know, when it's, oh, you know, we can just spend extra time on the game, it's like, well, I mean, technically yes, but like, what if I were to say to you, you're taking that time away from the next game that you'll make, right? Or what if I said, you know, you could have spent that time working on, I mean, probably not working that job that you would make the money from, because I think generally people don't want to be working the jobs that they're working. I think they probably see that more as like a necessity that game development will probably overcome. I mean, I can't say for sure. Obviously, everybody's kind of got their own like set of priorities. You know, it's a little bit like writing for me, right? I'm not expecting to derive an income from writing. Or streaming for that matter. So I have a day job that allows me to do that. But yeah, I just sort of think like when it's something like an emergency came up and I now need to spend money on this, that's something that I think people can relate to and like understand. As like, this is a bad thing that happened. And yet if you face them with the exact same situation, you know, I think that lock isn't necessarily valuable on its own. It's valuable based on its ability to get me something. Okay, that's an encouraging sound, but I also want to get my... Oh, well, there it is. Okay, apparently I misjudged that as a trapdoor. Okay, 380. Now I'm going to try and find something to replace this. I mean, I guess I don't need to drop it. I can carry it until I find the other thing, but... I'm sorry, I appreciate that point that I was trying to make wasn't the most coherent. I'm also trying to survive. I'm gonna need to run like hell when this thing kicks off. Okay, so coil might trigger after me here.
Too many of them.
Okay, I'm gonna try and go into that other room here, because at the very least there's like a thing I can grab. Lockpick it is. Okay, I want to see if I can wait till Coil's a safe distance away. Ah, shit. I'm gonna throw up. Okay, that sucks that I lost that health at the end. All told, not bad. Little rocky on a couple things, but oh, that's good. Yeah. But yeah, no, I guess the thing I was going to say, like, it's a little funny how we sometimes think about money in these situations, just because in like one sense you I'm going to just take a minute here and get some goodies. Gotta get those tickets. All right, restoring health with the heal rig.
Okay, yeah, I'll be with you in just a sec. Good luck with that.
Yeah, like the main, I guess the main point that I kind of wanted to make about it was just being able to I don't know, like I'm always weirded out in terms of how people account for the time differently. Like, you know, if you spend the money on a thing, actually, here's the best way I can articulate it. The idea that people would be willing to spend a certain number of hours building a solution as opposed to, say, spending $100 on a tool that does that thing. Because like in that case, the exchange is time. And I guess in terms of team composition, obviously it depends on what it sort of depends on what people are bringing to the table. So like some people are just absolute like programming wizards, and like, yeah, you want to spend time like working on that tooling or those things that, you know, they can really make sing, because that's high productivity activity for them. But like on the other hand, if you're like hopeless at marketing and like it's going to take you 100 hours to do the thing that like a community manager can do in one, then probably that community manager is worth what they're asking for. I mean, I guess if they're asking for like $1 million, that's different. But yeah, it's funny. Like I said, it's weird how you can, like, in one sense you completely understand like paying for a breaker box and like why that's a good or a bad thing, you know, usually a bad thing, except of course in the grand scheme of things where like you need a home. But as soon as it comes to like game expenses, people just have a whole different set of accounting. Okay, so I wanted to see, it looks like the slow is automatic. Expand radius, silently, extend duration, cure psychosis. Nope, poison. Okay, so we need to go all the way on this one.
That works for you. It looks like it's going to explode. You can, well,
I wish I didn't have to
Coming
do
on.
that, but
Don't worry about it. Stay cool.
okay. So here under loadout, I'm going to go for this heal. Now, this is going to be a bit of an interesting one. One option I have, right, if I take a look at my task, restore health with the heal rig 3 times, headshot 3 X-pops with a projectile. Under weekly tasks, throw projectiles at a grunt, slow 10 enemies with the heal rig, bash open 15 locked doors. Like, there are things that I can definitely do on escalation therapy. And honestly, that last run wasn't that bad. But I would like, if I can, to make some progress with I'd like to make some progress on my dailies and weeklies. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go for the trial maker. So I've got like my destroy the prisoners option here. So psychosurgery, mandatory secondary objective, limited hide spots, more deadly trap, no radio voice disturbance, unreliable doors, and no intel. So the idea here is that this is a lot like psychosurgery, except that there isn't the same kind of slowdown on the rig, which means that it's a little bit easier for me to complete these objectives. But what interests me here is normally I do the psychosurgery stuff after I have all the prescriptions. And so I'm a little interested to see in this case, seeing as I had to put all of this effort into leveling up the healing rig, which I'm basically going to throw away. I kind of want to see how I handle this one.
You cannot allow evidence to determine the course of justice. Corpus delicti. Find the bodies and grind them to slurry, and we will let you out.
Okay. Sorry, I'm obsessively looking at work emails. So this is the other reason why I'm doing this tonight, right? Is that I do want to be a bit strict on the bedtime, but not so much that like we don't have a decent stream together. So I need to. I guess I need to get those headshots. Although, actually, eCorb used to do, or does a rather good thing. Basically loots the opening section. This is probably overdoing it, but... in fairness, I also need to, get the rig recharged, so... Okay. I think that's it. Normally there's a poster in this area. At least one. Ooh, actually. Let's get you... There's like no way I'm gonna use all of these, but again, it gives me a chance to, actually, this I'll use right away. Spade Bunny Eye. God, what? Oh, it's the rig charge. That sucks. I thought I was doing the... So I thought I was doing the heal, when in fact I was setting myself up for death. So that's embarrassing. I mean, in the end, like, I'm not looking for the A+ on this, so this is just like I feel bad that this happened, not like I've just got this massive sunk cost in terms of my my time, but still, not great. Rig's on cooldown. Fuck that. Oh my god. All right. Okay, so that did slow down the enemy. Obviously, not an ideal one, but... Ah, crap. I'm really screwing this one up. Please tell me that was a headshot. That was not a headshot. So all of a sudden loading up on all those goodies seems like a good idea. Yoink. That didn't work as intended. That was a headshot. Yeah, so like not getting an A+ isn't like it's not costless because I have it means that I'll get less XP for this run than I would have otherwise. So that's one reason why I'm not happy having died. But given that the main objective here is to try and get those headshots, this actually gives me kind of a funny opportunity here. Oh, actually, I need to damage myself. Harder to do, I thought. Electrocute, please. Thank you. So the nice thing now is that, right, so I've got all of these. I'm not gonna, like, slow down the playthrough to get all 7 of the slows. I mean, it'd be great if I could. And it's why I'm carrying all these lockpicks, because if I can get a rig recharge, that would be nice. But at this point here, I've got my dailies. My aim is going to be to get some more... get more prescriptions. And I don't know, like I'm okay doing some more of the weekly stuff. Like in theory, I should do something like, you know, kill the snitch. Because the nice thing about this one is I don't need to, like, go on a suicide mission anymore to... Oh, hang on, did I get the, Alright, either there wasn't a poster there or I already got it. Adrenaline for days. This actually feels relatively generous. Oh yeah, no, I probably didn't do limited items, that's why. So, yeah, I guess this isn't exactly the psychosurgery experience. I should probably change that.
God damn! This here's Mark. Hey, who's that knocking on my door? Well, goddamn thing. Whoa, cool, Jack. My clumsy.
Uh-oh.
I hear you, honey. Hey, you.
Okay, so there's not a whole lot else for me to do. If I get a chance to recharge the rig, I'll take it. And we're looking for a spade. Diamond's close enough, right? Oh yeah, I should still be, do I have something I can crawl into? Survey says no. Okay, so I'm partway through I'm partway through recharging this rig on its own. So I'm gonna let that timer run ahead. Ooh, lovely. There's gonna be an opportunity near the end of the level to possibly get two at once. But I'm going to be very short on time, so it would be wise for me to pace myself. Okay, 10 seconds. Yeah, so I'm looking to bash locked doors. That may be an option available to me. Okay. So last one. I'm saving for the very end. Ooh, can I find another lockpick? I'm pretty sure there's another lockpick back there. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna try something here. This could turn out to be a waste.
Leave it behind.
Yeah, seems like that one was a waste. Which is a shame, because I'm gonna be one short now. Well, that's not true. I'm assuming that I'm gonna get two, but I'm not actually assured that.
Another house call. I'm only trying to help.
Well, crap. All right. Slightly different from how I planned that going, but I was hoping I could maybe like crop dust coil and son of a bitch. Okay, so it was the 9 out of 10. So, I mean, it's a oh, B+? Screw you. Still, 9 tickets, right? So...
Not great. Is that the future we're trying to make? I need you to join me in the miracle.
Is this what you say to Xeno when the results are not AAA quality?
Okay, dear, tell me what you need.
Okay, battery extension.
Now they'll respect you.
And what do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, we're not going to get all of it, but I figure resistance... Okay, medic and anti-ambush... No, hang on. Medic and revitalize are not the ones that I need. Okay, stamina for
Now,
sure.
don't take those on an empty
Deep
stomach.
breaths. And resistance.
Those may affect your dreams. You're so brave.
Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I guess the question is what the mood is in terms of chat. So one of the things I can try and do is one of the core therapies. So police station, orphanage, fun park, courthouse, toy factory, docks, downtown, suburbs, shopping mall, or resort. I suspect I'm going to have an easier time with the toy factory. Courthouse isn't too bad. Definitely the first three I think are the most straightforward for me, but... Oh, that's really good to hear. So yeah, I mean, XP-wise, I figure a trial's not the worst thing. It'll probably give me more opportunities for bash open 15 locked doors. It'll give me the health booster. But it is, like, the par for those things are like 45 minutes, and I do intend to do it on psychosurgery. I suppose the alternative would be I do another round of, like, my cheap little, you know, trial creator level. I get my last slow enemies down with the heal rig. Although, to be honest, the X-ray is not going to do that much for me, so maybe I just do the heal rig anyway. Yeah, you know what? I'm feeling... Unless there's a preference, I'm thinking maybe I will do... Kill the snitch, psychosurgery for the points. And then looking at this, I'm definitely going to want to find the health booster, and if I can bash open locked doors, I will do it. But those are the two that I'm looking for. And, you know, ideally getting it done quickly. I think that kind of goes without saying, but I really should have done the health. It's just because this is only going to give me enemies, so in terms of, like, finding objectives and things like that, it's not helpful.
You are the exterminator. Only we can tell you what is true. There is a snitch inside the prison, preparing to testify against our truth. Kill the snitch, and we will let you out.
Right, I don't know quite what went wrong there, but I'll take it. I will be less happy if it crashes out like it has in the past. This is actually one reason why I'm a little more reluctant to do these long levels now, because I have had...
Please proceed.
I've had stuff like crash out and just lose all the progress. And, like, especially if it's in a level like this, like if you spend an hour on it, well, if I'm lucky, she's gonna smash the window. Well, I'm not lucky. Well, that's going to be one to kick for later. Sure, why not? Good lord. Okay, so the best thing I can do here So I believe that should cancel out Henrietta. It does leave me sort of coming up short for the rest of the stuff, but... Have you ever seen this introduction, Vanguard Master? It's subtle. So remembering that one of my goals here was to bang open the, well, screw that. One of my goals here was to bang in the doors. The X-ray is really more just a cheap attempt to get some XP. I'm also going to be a little more interested in collecting batteries. Because I don't have the... I don't have the recharge ability for it. Okay, that works for me. There's a chance he could come looking for me. Okay, we're okay.
This is a 20th century facility. Every door and lock burned by the twin here. Electricity and mechanized. Ain't shit you criminal jackoffs can do now, is there?
You know what? I'm gonna just mind my own business there.
I swear. Please. Take me back.
Okay, so that sounded like... Oh, that sucks. I was gonna say, it sounded like a pusher. I was slightly inclined to just try and leg it, but yeah, it was not obvious to me that they would stop there.
What do you want from me?
I might be stuck though, it depends what the patrol looks like. Sacre bleu!
I don't know what you want.
I guess we're just waiting.
Tell me what you want.
It's funny, I actually made good time at the start. I normally take a whole lot longer in that first bit, but
I didn't do anything.
I don't have a clear hiding spot.
Please.
Oh, come on. So I just wasted a throw on that by trying to click on the left click on the thing rather than or basically I threw instead of open. All right, that was incredibly wasteful, but
Keep you safe.
I have had Henrietta show up down here before. It's a character building experience. I guess the other detail is I should be looking for I should be looking for the secret room. Okay, now I'd like to kick that in. I am not at all convinced that I'm going to be able to do that with this guy running around. In fact, to be honest, carrying this around is a complete waste of time. Like, obviously, there was a fuel container there, which I could have used. Right, so sometimes there's a generator there. I slightly prefer bricks to sorry, I slightly prefer bricks to bottles now. Bottles are definitely good for drawing people away. But what I find is that drawing people away is sometimes a penalty. And what I mean by that doesn't seem to be a spot for me to hide here. But yeah, so what I mean by the penalty when I...
Let me help!
God damn it. When I throw a bottle, they'll sometimes just like wander around the area a little bit. And what that translates into is just a period of time where I'm standing accomplishing nothing. And that can actually be really frustrating. So, and then the contrast is that a brick, like if you throw that at a normal X-pop, that's actually going to knock them on their back, and they'll have to get up. So as far as a practical benefit is concerned, the brick is more powerful, and while a distraction can be helpful, the I guess the catch or the like penalty is that you okay. Actually, at this point, I'm just gonna go 3 bricks. But yeah, the risk that you run is that you don't have that really specific situation in which you want to don't mind me. But yeah, so like on one hand, you get that really useful ability to knock an enemy on their back. And what I'm giving up to obtain it is something that isn't as strong, gives me, you know, at best, a delay where the you know, where the enemy just hangs around for a little bit. Just in general, it's a trade-off that's hard to. It's a trade-off that's kind of hard to justify. Okay, let's see where he goes. I do need a bit of time to be able to open the door. All right, manageable. I'm not going to be coming back here, so. Now, I will confess, moving the snitch through the level is going to be a challenge. This is one that I've never really been able to do well. I've been able to manage the I've been able to manage these first 2 parts pretty well, but this one pretty consistently leaves me okay, I'm gonna get chased. Yeah, he's still coming. I'll be a little careful about this because the longer I stay away... Oh, no. The more he's going to wheel back. Damn it. Okay. Just in case. I guess I could lock it, but... Run for your lives! God damn it. Alright, not ideal. I had healing back in the... Sorry, I had healing back in the basement part. I probably could have used the... I could have used the bricks. I don't want to get too reckless with the stamina. Normally somebody comes up. Okay. Let's YOLO it. Alright. Obviously a bit risky with the stamina there, but... So now I'm looking for a star. Diamond. Guess that means I'm the max. Remembering the goal on this one was to find a secret room.
So you, freedom! Hey!
Thank you, madam.
Mine! You're mine! You're mine!
Okay, this might trigger the yell. Cool. Okay, so there's one. Okay, found the other one. And that gives me my health booster that I was looking for. Stamina booster's nice too, but... Actually, I don't exactly need it, but I feel like two bricks is enough. Being able to unlock a little bit of everything sounds like a nice consolation. But this is the main reason why we did this level. I'm not going to say that... Like, I'm not going to say I can die and, like, fail this level now. I have never seen a red lock before. He's still working away at the basement. Yeah, Star Diamond Fire, not obvious where any of this stuff's going to be. That's going to be the substance of the run, really. Okay, found the fire. Valken would be happy. Oh, I guess I don't need to kick in the doors anymore. Yeah, I just need to slow someone down with the heal rig. So I don't feel like a need to open this thing right away, but it's probably better I do this sooner rather than later. Then it's Star, Diamond, and... I mean... the psychosurgery ending for this isn't exactly a piece of cake. Like, there's a giant and coil. The stamina definitely helps, but I'm not I'm not expecting this to be quick or easy. I can hope for quick. Alright, eye's not gonna do the trick. It might be better to go outside because there are some bodies there. He'll probably do my job for me. Or not. I should have maybe just shown myself. This is so stupid for me to try. He's probably gonna show up here, but... we'll see.
I guess it's not unheard of for a doctor to have sex with his patients. Maybe I should move into an area.
I hope you all heard that. So again, if I can, good to get that locked in before... The big thing is if I have like a nice wide open opportunity, I kind of want to take it. Usually it isn't, but wouldn't it be such a shame for me to take the time to open that, or to like have to open up that area, only to find out like there was an opportunity there that I didn't take. All right, I don't exactly need the reminder, but So this is an opportunity in its own way. Okay. Spade. There's the star. Don't worry, you'll get it. So the funny thing here, even though I have the key, the best thing that I could get right now would be an adrenaline shot. Not enough that I'm like gonna go hunting the, you know, all around the level for it, but okay, that doesn't help me. Okay, so I'm gonna see how far I can go in one go with this. Not very, it turns out. Maybe I have a little bit more. Fuck off! Should I be worried about your night vision, madam?
Is it working? Are you getting better?
It will be good to deactivate. Okay, it's already deactivated, actually.
Another house call?
Oh, crap. You know what? I just gotta run as far as I can on this. Okay, I gotta remember to get rid of that battery. So part of that's just making up the lost space. Ideally, he's gonna go deeper in the level. Mostly because I'm concerned about unrealistic beauty standards.
Mice is everywhere.
But if I can't, the idea here is I want to charge in and like get the maximum charge before Coil comes to wreck me. You know, this may represent an opportunity. So again, I gotta balance it out, right? I can't let him go too deep into the level, otherwise I lose the progress and the stamina. Balls. All right. This is what we get to look forward to at the end of the level. He definitely feels like he's keeping a tight leash on the chamber. God, he's so far back already. Okay, good. Alright. Not a great opportunity here, but not impossible either. I guess a lot of that depends on where he's walking. Balls of steel. If I can find a bottle, that would be helpful. I'm not that brazen. All right. So we don't have the insta countdown triggered, so I do want to see if I can nab the that last poster. It's like a nice to have rather than a requirement, but
Smile's possibility. Not.
run for your lives! Never mind. All right. So I mean, I had most of my prescriptions anyway, but I'm happy. Oh, and we did it under par. So I mean, there's some things that could have improved there, but overall, it did what it had to. So I'm curious, would anybody like to see the routine therapy? I think I have time for that.
Perfection. Tomorrow's wars will be endless and quiet, and we will win them with silent weapons like you.
All right.
Let's see what's in the medicine cabinet.
Advanced regen,
Just love a tall
anti-ambush. Okay. I think at this point, I don't do a lot of co-op. That's why I'm doing the anti-social upgrades.
All right. Good luck. Enjoy it. Maybe that'll give you a fighting chance.
Oh, you know what? I can probably get a little bit more. Yes. So yeah, heal. I mean, the funny thing is the heal rig is going to be the one that I actually want to queue up. Yeah, actually, you know what?
There, Mac?
Okay.
That does the trick.
I'm actually going to
Catch you
do it
later.
twofold. I'm going to do one with the heal rig. And that's going to be my little cheap one. And then I'll show the routine therapy. I might be able to do routine therapy with the health as well. It's just I'd rather use the task winning creation for its intended purpose. And part of it's because I know I can get through this one reasonably quickly, so it's it feels like less of a burden.
You cannot allow evidence to determine the course of justice. Corpus delicti. Find the bodies and grind them to slurry, and we will let you out.
Now, one of the things that I'm looking for, if I can, is I'm looking to get the Stroop test. I'm not good at the Stroop test. I've lost every single round I've ever done of it. Admittedly, I'm not practiced at it either. But I found it the most difficult to find like a random person to do it with. I am happy that I've got a slowly growing list of people who play this game that I might be able to do the Stroop test with, but... Okay. In this case, the locks aren't as important. I'll take them still, but what I realistically need is one to unlock the relevant section. Hang on. I want to test the hypothesis that there's a propaganda poster in the start. Yeah. And I think I'm gonna go for one lockpick. Oh, quit huffing and puffing. There's also usually one in... Yeah, there we go. Alright, Heart Crown Bunny. Nothing I can do about that. God damn it. That's embarrassing. Yeah, I screwed up. You're murdering me in a horrible, brutal way. I will confess, I actually don't like how high my death count is in this. That one is like, genuinely, I did a bad, and I should feel bad. Like, there's definitely nothing I can blame the game on for that, but... Well, okay, that's not entirely true. I do think that the triggering the whatchamacallit, the screamer, while trying to defend myself is a little corny, but I suppose that is still technically following the rules.
free you from the distractions of your body. Let your mind out of the cage. Breathe, machine. You got this cage, baby.
Okay. Remembering the goal here for the healing kit is not to not to heal myself, it's to slow down an enemy. She might come out in an inconvenient place. The funny thing is, at this point, it actually makes as much sense for me to just wait out the... to wait out the timer on this one. Well, hello, Lord Gloom. How you doing? Oh boy, I may start swearing and running a whole lot in a minute. What was the herd of cats watching tonight? With 21, I'm gonna guess it was Pal. Is it Pal World or God? There's another like really popular one that you do that makes you the like king streamer. Enshrouded. I don't think I've encountered that one before. All right, you only YOLO once. I imagine I do not have the charisma or interesting qualities that Lord Gloom does, so I will completely understand if all of you choose to find your entertainment elsewhere. But I am playing the Outlast Trials. For those of you who are fans of horror games, you will probably remember Outlast. If you have not tried Outlast Trials, it is actually quite a faithful realization of the run for your lives! It's actually a pretty faithful realization of the single-player Outlast experience in a multiplayer game. I was pleasantly surprised. Okay. Some people make a bigger deal about the fact that you can quote-unquote defend yourself than I think is warranted. I don't actually think the ability to throw a bottle at an enemy or something like that. Puzzle saw? I guess that's sort of it. But yeah, I'm playing on mode known as Psychosurgery. Now, this is a slightly simplified level that I've made for myself so I can sort of grind out certain tasks, which give you... There's like a meta progression through experience. Well, experience and relapses, so... in the end... Okay, I know I do not want to hit that trigger. He's evidence. Okay, so I'm looking for a heart. I think the... Whoa! Okay, let's do our best. I think that's what I'm looking for.
Makes you shy.
Yoink. Yuck, yuck, yuck. What? What's the point of that? He's in the room. This is just silly. I think it's one thing to like the door thing I can kind of understand a little bit more, but for him to ignore the throwable, it's like, I guess it's the thing that's funny about these games is you can always like justify it's like it increases the horror. Bugs increase the horror. That's why it works that way. Anyways, I already died on this level embarrassingly, so it's not like there's any more dignity to save on this one. That one was still alive. And for those of you who haven't seen Coil, you may have seen him in the Al Pacino movie Cruisin'. Oh, well, that's inconvenient. Pardon me. Hooah. I don't know which one that is. So I'll show you the thing that I was trying to do here. So I guess the question that I would have for people who are here, is there something you would like to see about this game? I do have the routine therapy, which I've already done, which I can share. I could try and do another one of those very difficult levels, which I would be happy to do. I could try and explain a little bit about what the story behind this is, but I don't know if there's that much interest. If you would like... Actually, Lord Gloom, I haven't properly shouted you out yet. Let me just do that real quick. And my apologies, by the way. I used to shout out Lord Gloom as very
Such and such almost tried their best and almost achieved something great. I'm trying to make you a miracle. It's not something we can achieve with half measures.
I just wanted to make sure that you all got to hear Easterman berate me. Oh, actually, let me just turn in the... So the last task I need to do is the Stroop test. This is actually a fun one. I think probably some of you will have already run into this. The only drawback is that like nobody, unless you know them, actually does it. So, I will actually be able to explain that in game. Actually, I should explain Lord Gloom first. So I used to shout out Lord Gloom as like someone who did both digital and card games quite well. Now, I will confess, I've seen you play some more, well, and digital card games. I've seen you do more sort of traditional interactive games than card games lately. This may just be a function of the time that I spend in your channel. But he actually originally found me through playing the wonderful Brace Yourself publishing game, Cobalt Core. Had a great time with that game. and he, for some reason, has decided to keep coming back. So, yeah, I actually really should do that again. But yeah, the test that that I want to at some point do here is it'll show you a word, right? So green in the color red. And what you need to do here is you need to use the color representing the word. And in this case, it's the blue red. So in this case, so this one would be red, this one would be yellow, this one would be blue, orange, green, orange, purple, blue, red, green, yellow. And then, of course, the other challenge is that the Stroop test itself, you'll notice that all of the buttons also have the conflicting color. So this is, I think, a reasonably well-established sort of observation in terms of psychology, that when you are presented that conflicting information, it does actually take more time for you to complete the task. And then because it's two different players doing that, it's a little bit of a race.
Didn't think I'd see
So,
you in one piece again.
hey, Revive Snow, how you doing? Is that the actual name of it, or are you just having some fun? Actually, Revive Snow is another streamer that I'm very fond of. But no, I'm glad. I was going to say there is actually some lore to share in Outlast, which is one of the reasons why I'm happy you asked that question. Oh, I have not. I can't say that I've had the pleasure. All right, let's get to my room. Oh, that does sound good. All right, so 10 relapses mean that I've had 10 characters get to level 99, and then I reset, and then you get to pick one upgrade which stays with you permanently. But Lord Gul, by the way, I was recently watching Revive Snow play Grand Theft Auto 5. I believe it was base Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't think it was modded. But Revive Snow is actually a lot of fun because they're a camless, voiceless streamer. They successfully influenced me to try out Space Marine 2, which is now on Game Pass, so I didn't actually need to pay anything more than my rather high monthly fee, so I don't think it's fair to call it free. But I was sufficiently intrigued. But actually, Revive Snow has also done some VR games, which I found quite interesting. So it's just a nice channel to hang out in and have some chats or back and forth with. Also, big fan of horror games. So expect Revive Snow to be playing like hours of the Outlast Trials in perpetuity. All right, so basic idea in this game: the tutorial level. You are someone presumably on the street or otherwise a down on your luck figure. You find an ad for a shelter run by, I don't know if it explicitly says Murkoff, but it definitely, like if you've played Outlast, it's the evil corporation with a sort of guillotine-looking logo. And you wake up with basically you're kind of in a surgery with a rig being screwed to your head. And you kind of go through this mansion explaining that this is therapy that's going to be, designed to improve you. So you are effectively a prisoner, although it always sort of presents it as like you're just making your own, you're making your own decisions here. We're helping you. Now, I will say that this is actually inspired, and I've now seen a documentary with Red Barrels explaining this. So I had long suspected this, but this is now confirmed. This is actually influenced, or I will say inspired, but I just want to be clear, like there was not mass murder in Canada. But this is very, very loosely based off of a set of real experiments that were done at it's called the Allen Institute at Mount Royal I think it's hospital, in Montreal, in Canada. And this was conducted by an individual called Dr. Ewan Cameron, who does actually have quite a few similarities to the doctor in this one, Dr. Hendrik Joliet Easterman. And basically, these were psychological experiments done on patients without their consent. And there were definitely people who were sort of kept from their loved ones in the name of this treatment. And it was part of the MK Ultra program, which, again, I always feel a little weird talking about this because sometimes you find out who's been visiting certain types of websites. MK Ultra was a thing. It's just maybe not like what certain types of websites are going to say what they are. I mean, essentially what this game is partly about is sort of the freak out after some POWs from the Korean War, people who obviously believed enough in their country and their cause to go and fight for it across the world. And they seemed to just have this complete transformation, condemned the United States and blamed them for the war, et cetera, et cetera. And this is the sort of stuff that inspires movies like The Manchurian Candidate and such. And I think Robert Cialdini, in his book Influence, definitely has an account in terms of how that happened. I think the feeling in terms of those POWs were that there were these sort of very incremental steps taken to sort of break down their resistance. So, you'll maybe get a little extra rice if you sit down and do an essay and, you say, well, surely you can agree that both, the communist and the capitalist systems have their flaws. And it's like, well, that's not as, that's not so bad, right? But it's a little bit less than what you did before. And of course, all of us, you've kind of, eventually you hit that point where you're maybe doing something that you wouldn't have accepted at the start. But again, unless you understand that, what it seems is that, the enemy has now perfected mind control and there is a gap. And so you also get other weird instances like Operation Midnight Climax, in which apparently there were CIA-run brothels and the Johns were dosed with like LSD to see if they became more pliable. So there's a lot of fun history if you go looking for it. That's a great name for an op. Actually, you know what? Another like military name for thing like Epic Fury is I feel is pretty low on the list. But like whoever named David Sling, that's a great name for a missile defense system. So anyway, so the thing is that like what happened at the Allen Institute, it was a real thing. And like I'm genuinely mad about it, right? Like the idea that it's not just that people are experimented on without their consent, but like it's a foreign government, paying for experiments on Canadians. Like I am actually genuinely angry about it. But like, I don't know, it's also from the 60s, so like it's not like I wake up in the morning, pounding my fist on the table saying like, how dare they, right? But one of the things I do kind of like is it does seem like there's just a broader awareness of this thing that happened in the case of like this game, which I think is kind of interesting. But I don't know. It's the weird sort of follow-up to this story is I believe some of the experimentation in the Allen Institute wound up informing what became known as enhanced interrogation techniques. But that one, I'm not 100% sure what the story is on it. Because, I mean, again, I'm relying on reasonably good reporting on this. And I think particularly on something like this where you can wind up on some weird websites really quickly, I do want to be sort of careful in terms of like what I'm stating as fact or not. But in any case, the reason why I'm going into all of this is just because this is like one of they do actually specifically address the relationship between Murkoff and the CIA. And I will actually say part of the game is it does sort of unfold what's happening to you and what the purpose of the experiments are. Once I get 25 more rebirth tokens, which is obviously not going to happen tonight, but there is actually a reveal in terms of what happens. But let me see if I can find the... I do remember there was a point where it talked a bit about how they find reagents. Yeah, so these are reagents who went through. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... Anyway, I definitely remember there's a couple of evidence bits on it, but the essential idea here is that they are very specifically targeting... it's not just sort of the dregs of society in the sense of people who won't be missed, but they're also specifically looking for people without much in the way of like personality or attachment, specifically so they can annihilate the last sense of self and sort of fill it with what they want. And so the reveal at the end of the rebirth is that effectively you've undergone so much therapy, undergone so much trauma, that there is a code phrase, spider eye lamb, which incidentally, if you listen to some of the things and the loading screens, they're setting that up for quite a while. But essentially that is a code phrase that will activate you. And effectively you will do, you're completely mind controlled. You'll do what the agency expects. So in this case here, like these are all newspapers in terms of like thing, like when I did a rebirth under group, this was one of the items. If you do the single player one, you actually get a video basically. But in this case, Caracas burns, explosions, fires shake capital district. A series of explosions and subsequent fires shook the quiet neighborhoods on and around the Paso Le Proceres midday in Caracas. Police are promising to find the perpetrators and secure the route frequented by President Betancourt and other prominent, etc., etc. And then, I don't know, there's a printing press burns. Blaze destroys Nakano Shinbun, Tokyo, Japan. The home of Nakano's recently established newspaper was destroyed on Thursday by fire. Authorities arrived late to the scene, already occupied in their response to the ongoing protests organized by the People's Council for preventing revision of the security treaty. Police are on the lookout for... But yeah, so that sort of answers hopefully that answers the question for you, Lord Gloom, which is, it's, you are imprisoned, but they don't kind of talk to you like you're imprisoned. So I'm going to do at least one more. I'm going to do the deadlock. So this one's kind of interesting. So sabotage the lockdown. These are MK... So there's two types of challenges in the game. There is the 45-minute trials, and then in the same levels you get challenges. This one is sort of a time-limited one. This is a bit of a special event that's going on. Now, I've already completed the tasks for it, but I can still sort of show off how it works. So, sabotage the lockdown, MK challenge, 1 to 4 players, 15 minutes. If you can open doors, no prison can hold you. Power the generator to enable your escape. Now, the way that this game works, because it is a bit of a live service game, and I think this is an impressive example of how you can have a game that has a live service element, but still actually tells a bit of an interesting story and like gives you a reason to keep playing over and over. So this game adds variators, and these are how you can adjust the difficulty, but also the style of the game. So in this case, they added a new one. This was added specifically for this event called the Thief Loadout. So you start with 2 lockpicks, but more locked doors and item boxes. And as far as I can tell, these are the only 2 lockpicks in the level. The one difference is that there is a rig that you can bring called the Jammer, and the Jammer will allow you to also pick locks. Surveillance cameras. Surveillance cameras have been installed across the trials. Detection will result in a painful shock and alert a nearby X-Pop. Increased threat 2, maximum population of brutal enemies. More and deadly traps, additional and deadly traps. Exit rush. The exit timer begins once the final objective is completed, so I'll have about 30 seconds between finishing the trial and getting to the exit. And then finally psychosurgery, maximum trauma, rig cooldown extended, less inventory space, no player names, no intel. That is actually a funny name.
Spider, not the fly. Prisons are how civilizations eat. Power the generators and release yourself.
Pair of jeans that fit just right. All right. So this one I don't face any particular time pressure at the start. Okay. Ideally I'll find something to throw. Now, you do have a limited number of lives, but these are some... like, those are a way of healing yourself again. Eee. Alright, I want to be a bit careful, so the guy that you saw me... Sacre bleu! I'm just trying to destroy the cameras when I can. I would like to get that brick that was on the ground, because bricks you can throw twice. But I would also like to avoid the big electric prod. Alright, so I'll drop that one. Grab this one. So the objective for this level is to... God damn it. I'm debating on using the key to open up this door, but I'm pretty sure I can just hang a left once once we're clear of the enemy. Tee tee tee.
Sometimes wonder if you're just misbehaving because you like to be punished.
I'm gonna just
Pull all those pigtails.
hold back for a minute. If Coil hangs a right, that's good for me. You know what? You only YOLO once. So normally this will make noise, but I have what's called an amp called Slippers, and that will soften the sounds that I make. Alright, I don't think I want to unlock that container. I don't see the benefit. Okay, I could be making things really tough for myself by making some noise here, but... Okay, I can work with that. You are also graded, so you get more experience for a higher letter grade. Okay. Just gonna take a minute here to open up the other doors.
Please, somebody, just give me a reason.
Honestly, if he's gonna go do that, I might as well just go... Oh yeah, he just locked the door. So that evidence, under normal circumstances, would give me more lore, but as you can see, I unlocked all of it, so... I've been pretty stingy on the lockpicks, if I'm completely honest. So this one's okay to use. Oops. There's a poster I want to pick up. Okay, it's on the other side. Open the damn door! Alright. I think I'm going to try and get some healing. I should have one more lockpick that'll enable that. I saw my life flash before my eyes. Fortunately, you can heal yourself in a barrel. Oh, what's the story about the other enemies that are in there with you? Are they paid actors or do they like hanging out in there? So some of them are failed experiments. A lot of it actually depends on their personality in terms of why they're in there. So the giants are the product of experimentation. The pushers, like the ones who... Okay, I'm actually kind of happy I locked that door. So like, those ones are pyromaniacs. Ah, crap. Run! We're just gonna wind up right back where we started. But yeah, for the most part, though, they're people who are no longer viable for the treatment, so they're not considered reagents. But Murkoff hates waste; it's unprofitable, so they find other purposes. Boss doesn't bully them? Nah. The Prime assets are actually also kind of unique. The idea behind them is they are uniquely charismatic individuals. So they kind of hold sway over the... yikes. Also, I'm missing a poster. There should be one on the other side there. You do lose points for making noise like that. Tee hee. Yeah, I think the implication here is that Coil is sufficiently charismatic to keep these, what are known as X-Pops, in line. I think I'm going to drop the health and just go for the bottles. The game's pretty clear it's actually charisma. I'm sure there's probably an element of fear as well, but... Coil is apparently a dirty cop, but well liked by his peers. God damn it. Alright, so that auga sound you just heard is Henrietta. Oh man, this is going to be tough. Henrietta is kind of like a Terminator, that thing. She will chase you. So she's an insta-kill if she catches you. She will constantly chase you. There's like there's no hiding. The good news is she only stays in the level for 2 minutes. Woo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And she actually has a really sad story. So there's a character named Doris. Apparently, Doris and Henrietta are lovers. Henrietta's was thought dead. Was found in the basement, actually, originally. Has since been modified into the Jaeger. And apparently she is wandering the halls trying to find Doris. And the way that she's controlled is, I believe, if she goes against the instructions you hear being reported, she experiences intense pain. So, you know, love story. I did not get to experience the event where you didn't see her see her like modified, so. But apparently she was a pretty brutal enemy then too. But this is actually a really cheesy way in this particular level that you can give Henrietta the slip. Because she's not so good with small spaces. Alright, after all that fun, I gotta get me some bricks. That was definitely a risky way of doing that. Remembering the whole reason why I was there was the Henrietta thing, so as soon as she's gone, I am completely fine with Coil running around here.
It's always darkest before the dawn.
No lord but the Lord. Oh. Alright, I gotta run. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to follow through on some of the generator stuff, but again, it's not timed. I will also say, if this lore intrigues you, so it does continue the story. Well, actually, it's a prequel to the story for the original Outlast and Outlast 2. And there's two sets of comics. So there's one called the Murkoff Account, which sort of deals with a couple of agents of Murkoff that try to sort of contain incidents. Not great. They sort of contain the cost of incidents, problems for the corporation. But for the Outlast Trials, they have also done a different set of comics called the Murkoff Collection. And it will give you get backstory for the different prime assets and some of the other characters as well. Gonna try. Yoink. But yeah, so if you are interested in the story, in addition to the games, there are free reading material. Okay, this is gonna... Come on! I think I got a bit lucky there. All right, let's go for it. Freedom! Yoink. Candidate may be capable of real atrocities. Wonderful. So, and then this is the grade. So basically all of these things, this gets you like 10,000 points. Completing the secondary objective gets you 5,000 points. So if you have 15,000 or more, you get the A+. These, all the little black text here will get you like plus points, but red things will get you minus points. Generally, I find if you die in a, like even if you don't fail the trial, but if you die, you will not get an A+. You can sometimes overcome it if you do like a proper 45-minute trial length event. Sometimes you can overcome the penalties from that, but generally it is considered ideal not to die.
I know a teacher isn't supposed to love a student, but I can't help myself. You're wonderful.
And that was Dr. Easterman. So generally what I do around this point, I did get sort of my minor goal of getting my prescriptions. I like to have a fully prepped x-ray. So eventually one of the things I'm going to do is unlock all of the different rigs. So the way that there's some tasks that you can do. So you get daily tasks. Some of them are tied to rigs, so I do like keeping the vouchers available. Then you have your weekly tasks. So these are, generally these will be worth a bit more in terms of the, like completing 8 of the weekly tasks. In this case, complete the Stroop test is the only one I have that'll get me 150 experience points, and then the stamps. I already did Deadlock, so you get a special poster for that and some XP, I think. I also did the 2-year anniversary. Invasion's PvP mode, so I've never tried it. I don't actually have that much interest in doing the PvP mode, but that's, if I run out of stuff to do, I'll maybe give it a try at some point. What will eventually become my main mode is escalation therapy. So I've done the first set of tasks for it, but basically the next ones will be complete 25 trials, then 50, then 75. It's like a roguelike mode. And there can be some really challenging ones. So even if you have lots of respawns, that mode can actually create a circumstance under which you, you fail because the conditions of the trial make you fail, which means that your run ends even though you have respawns. Rebirth, so that's what these rebirth tokens are for. I've released 28 reagents. You get progressively full statues as you go up to 100. That's going to happen as a function of me playing the game. And then there's a bunch of things in the sleep room, right? Chess matches. The big ones are if you win 500, so you can get fancy hats for winning. As you can see, I've never won the Stroop test. I have won 2 chess matches, so yeah. So I don't have as big of a priority on these, but eventually I'm going to try and do well in the escalation because, and I think most of you have seen this. See, these are the levels. You have introductory. You'll notice that there's only one variator there. It lowers the difficulty. Standard is just this is what the level is normally like. Intensive adds some more difficulty. And psychosurgery is the hardest selectable difficulty. There's 2 above it for the escalation therapy called Ultra and Ultra 2. I'm on Ultra 2 right now. But my goal originally was to get an A+ on each difficulty level. So we've got it for psychosurgery with the global rating. Got it for the orphanage, the fun park, courthouse. Sorry, I should have said police station, not psychosurgery earlier. A plus for the Toy Factory, the docks. Not all of them have the same number of MK trials or MK challenges. Downtown, suburbs, shopping mall, and then the most recent addition is the resort, which only has the trial to despoil the auction. This also introduces the latest Prime asset, Lilia Bogomolova, and more to come soon. So because I've got my A+s on all of those, my priorities generally are complete. Well, so right now I want to get my character up to, ideally I keep leveling up and getting my points and all of that. But where I plan to spend most of my time when I'm not completing these tasks will be the escalation therapy. The hope would be that this is the run where I get like 75 trials. No guarantees, but go as far as I can with it. Get all the extra XP that comes from it, and then whenever I have rebirth tokens, that's also good for a lot of XP. So do that to just. I've already unlocked all of the newspapers that you get from it, but I definitely haven't seen all of the endings. Although I will say I'd spend too much time sort of talking about the strategy as opposed to implementing the strategy. So sometimes I should just like do the thing. Here's Doris. Guess who I saw? I will confess, I do wish there were single-player versions of these. Like, if nothing else, just so I could practice. But unfortunately, I need to wait. I need to wait for someone I know to be willing to do the Stroop. I guess I should finally. Hang on. No, they will not. They will not see me go to the Stroop machine. Last thing I forgot to mention. So catalogs. I've completed Project Messiah, which was the latest seasonal catalog. I do kind of like the way they do the live service for this. So each page you get the premium currency, 100. One of these seasonal catalogs will cost you 1,000. So if you want to just buy the game and not buy special currency, you have that option as long as you keep buying the seasonal catalogs. And then if you want to, get like the previous events, so like Geister is the Halloween event, Winterkill is the Christmas event, Primetime is sort of the spring event. That's going to be the next one that comes up. So if you want to get the stuff from the previous events that you didn't do yourself, you can spend, I think it's 500. I don't know if it's the other ones, but yeah, anyways, it's about, I think it's roughly equivalent to $5 in real money, at least Canadian. I don't know if there's a US exchange. But essentially, if it's the current season for a thing, there's a special currency you get for it. And if it's just a standard catalog, you spend these stamps. I've been collecting quite a few stamps just because the catalogs that I don't have, the ones like I don't have any unlocked right now. So when I do eventually unlock these, I'll have a lot of stamps to go ahead with. But basically, they get you customization. If you're wondering why I have weird animations, it's just because I do them on random. I will confess I am quite partial to, which one is it? No, podium pose. So this is the one where you're just starting. But finishing a level, I very frequently feel you can customize your icons and all of that. You can get fancy outfits. Those aren't. This is a proper outfit, but you can. If you don't want to have the dedicated outfit, you can. This one I just went for. What I've started doing now, every time I do a rebirth, I just go for the default that the game gives me. That jacket actually is one of the stream rewards. And then on top of that, you can customize your room. I definitely had a much humbler room when I started playing this game, but as you can see, I have both bought and played a lot, so I have a lot of stuff. But where I can, I try to keep it somewhat thematic. Anyway, I think that's it. This is your last chance for any questions. I'm going to try and find someone to host, and then I'll run off. Again, I do apologize. I mean, this did wind up being a decent enough length stream. My intention was originally to do Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop, but I did also want to make sure that I didn't do like an hour of extra Outlast at the end of the stream, because I do need to be responsible with when I wake up for work. But I will be back on Friday for Cyberpunk. I believe next week is the local game dev meetup, so I won't be doing I won't be streaming. Yeah, I won't be streaming on the 18th, but on the 16th at least, I'm going to do. Is this over in the? I don't know what you mean. The game dev meetup? Yes. But yeah, I'm gonna Monday I'll probably do something like Uncle Chop's or a reasonable facsimile thereof. I do want to try and put a little more variety, like for instance, I'd like to go back to something like Cobalt Core. But I'm going to try and keep it so that if I do the Outlast Trials as like a cheat game, it will be it'll be something that I do like only once a week rather than like there being 2 Outlast Trials sessions. Although hopefully maybe things will just calm down and work, and then I don't need to worry so much about losing a streaming day to I mean, this isn't a bad game, but there's other things I can play. All right, let's see who is online so that we can host them. We've got Will Shand doing his strange and spooky games. Do you want to see me stream Space Marine 2? I'll confess, I wasn't too good at the initial level, but then that was also because I think it was on a higher difficulty than I should have been. Anyways, Will Shand is definitely fun to watch, so I feel safe getting you in touch with him. Please enjoy his channel, and thank you very much for watching. I will see you all either Friday for Cyberpunk, or for those of you looking for something that's not Cyberpunk, I will be back on Monday. Take care.